Today, I'm going to walk you through Securely Pass and show you some of the features school leaders rely on every day to keep their students safe, secure, and ready to learn. With over 6,000 schools nationwide, Securely Pass is the #1 digital hall pass in K-12, trusted by districts big and small to keep learning on track. More than just a digital hall pass, Securely Pass gives school leaders smarter tools to manage movement, improve safety, and protect valuable class time. Now let's dive into some of the features principals and administrators rely on most. On the left side of my screen, we have the teacher dashboard. There are currently some students in the hallway out on an active pass. On the right side of my screen is a student screen with the student's digital school ID. Now, what's going to happen when students try to get in the hallway is they click Create a Pass, and they're going to choose the destination. They're also going to choose their teacher. Now, when a student presses Submit, the system is doing all the heavy lifting. The system is checking all those limits or restrictions that you're going to put in to manage your hallway traffic. Now I'm going to press Submit, and when I do that, the system checks for limits and restrictions, and now there's a message on the student's screen. There's currently a student that you can't be in the hall with. Please try again in 5 minutes. This message can be customized by administrators. They can put whatever message they want the student to receive, but this does alert the student that they cannot get out in the hallway. This is contact control, preventing two troublemakers from getting in the hallway at the same time. We have another feature that is very beneficial for teachers, and that's called AutoPass. AutoPass allows a teacher to put a start button on a student device for selected locations. So if you look to my right, here's the start button on the student screen for this restroom only. Now I press the start button. The student is now on their way to the restroom. When the student returns, the student can go back to their device, press the stop button, and so you can see that it's been a very hands-free approach for the teacher. The teacher goes on teaching, the student goes out, they return quietly, they end the pass, they sit down and back to work. Virtually no disruption to valuable class time. AutoPass gives teachers seamless control over student movement from one class to the next. For the 2025-26 school year, we're rolling out something brand new, Queue Management. Queue Management gives schools the ability to create a virtual waiting line at high traffic locations. So on my screen here, I have a student at the Girls 200 all restroom. Now that location is full, so the next student who tries to get to that location is going to be put in the waiting line. So in the upper right, I'm another student clicking my teacher, clicking the restroom, and before I can get a pass, it even tells me this location is full. Would you like to join the waiting line? Press Submit. And now you can see that I'm first in line. This is very exciting because what's going to happen is a student will be able to see that and they won't have to continually spam pass requests on their device trying to get a pass to that location. Students can relax, go back to work, and then as soon as that location space opens, this student will automatically get a pass on the dashboard. So I'm going to end this pass on the teacher dashboard, and then you're going to see on the top there that this student now has a request on the dashboard, and this is an auto pass. So now they can simply press approve, and now the student is in the hallway. All right, now scrolling up a little bit, I wanted to point out the appointment pass feature. Now we have two options for appointments. One option is that adults can make requests to see students in the future. So I'm gonna click on this little heads up button here, today's appointments. This will allow the teacher to see what appointments they have to manage during the school day here. So this teacher has 3 appointments and it lists what they're going for. The reason here on the right-hand side. At the appointed time, the pass moves to the dashboard as a regular pass for the teacher to approve. Nurses like to use appointment passes for sugar, diabetes checks for students that need that level of care during the school day. Counselors will set up appointments with students. Front office staff might call somebody down to the office for a medical appointment. These are just a few examples. Appointment passes are great for staff requesting to see students in the future. However, we also have an advanced appointment scheduling feature for the students, and so students, if you look on my right here, can request to see adults in the future. So if you like that idea, you could allow students to request to see the nurse, the counselor, an administrator, a teacher, or a location, sometime from 30 minutes out into the future. So maybe next Monday the student wants to see the counselor, they can create a request to see an adult in the future. With Pass's visitor management tool, schools can streamline the check-in process, perform background checks, print badges, and provide silent alerts for security staff. Visitors can check in one of two ways. In the Securely Pass app, fill out each field and press the check-in button. The system will check all 50 states' sexual predator offender lists, as well as any customizable watch list that you have already set up. The second way to check in is with our Visitor iPad kiosk. Visitors will scan their driver's license or other state-approved ID, as well as passports, and that will then check them against the 50-state sexual predator offender list, as well as the watch list that you have already set up. Once their data is entered in, they press the Continue button. A few questions can be answered if you choose to put these in. Then, if that person has been connected to their students, then they can pick them up safely and securely. Denials will also show up on the iPad screen for the user, as well as for the front office person checking them in. There's the Denied button, and if you click that, you can see why they were denied and allow them to enter or deny access. Not only that, but it will alert somebody on your watch list or security list to come to the front office and intervene if necessary. Securely Pass gives schools unmatched visibility and control, stopping safety risks before they happen. With every pass, check-in, and alert, you're building a safer, more secure environment for every student and staff member. Learn more about Securely Pass today.